So all the recordings from now on, all the recordings and the class updates, okay, and everything will be posted in that Telegram channel only. Okay, so whatever resources you want, whatever videos you're looking for, everything will be there in that Telegram channel only. Okay, you'll get all the updates through that Telegram channel itself. Okay, so let's get started with Excel. Many of you, maybe some of you think that okay, you already know Excel, but trust me, it might look like it is an easy tool. Still, this Excel is very vast. Okay, and if whenever you're applying for a role as a data analyst, you will also be asked questions on Excel. Okay, there are few concepts in Excel which are really important, like VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, some Excel formulas like if, COUNTIFs. Okay, all these and pivot tables. Okay, how to create. I'll also show you how to create dashboards in Excel. Okay, this also is really important to know for a data analyst. Okay, so we will be covering this in next 2 to 3 classes so that you become really confident on Excel. Once you're really confident on Excel, it will also help you in your Power BI journey. Okay, so let's get started with Excel. Excel is a computer program that helps you to organize, calculate, and analyze data. Okay, it helps you in organizing your data in the form of rows and columns. It will help you in calculations and analyzing data. All this can be done very easily in Excel. Okay, think of it like a big digital notebook with lots of rows and columns where you can enter numbers, you can put there, you can put words there. Okay, and you can also write formulas. Not just this, in Excel you can create charts, you can create dashboards, and you have something called as pivot table in Excel, which will help you to analyze the data very quickly, very easily. Okay, it is like a superpower we have in Excel. So it is a part of Microsoft Office suite. In Microsoft Office suite we have Microsoft Word, we have Excel, we have PowerPoint, Outlook, Access, OneNote, Publisher, Teams, OneDrive, SharePoint. All these come inside Microsoft Office suite. And one of them is this Excel. This is also like one of the most popular in Microsoft Office suite. Okay. Excel is used all over the world. Okay. In whatever company you see, Excel is definitely used and is widely used for organizing, analyzing, and manipulating data. Excel allows user to perform calculation, and one interesting thing which many people are not aware of, they think that Excel is just to type data, we can just put data in Excel. Excel is not just for that. In Excel you can create graphs and charts also. You can manage large data set. This is also possible. Now coming to some of the primary features we have in Excel, here we have cells and grids. Okay, so let me show you what is a cell. So if you want to use Excel, just search for Excel app and you will be able to see this Excel. So now as soon as you click on this Excel, here you'll notice blank workbook, right? You'll see this blank workbook. You just click on this blank workbook. As soon as you clicked on this blank workbook, here you have something called a sheet. Okay, in this you are seeing this A, B, C, D. These are columns. Okay, these are columns A, B, C, D. These are columns, and this 1, 2, 3, 4. These are rows. Okay, and each box you're seeing here, right? Each box you're seeing, this each box is a cell. Okay, right? Each box, whatever you're seeing, is a cell here. Data is stored in a grid format where each piece of information is entered into a cell. In Excel, what all other features are there in Excel? You can write a lot of formulas and functions. Some of Excel formulas are sum, average, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, index match. All these are Excel formulas we have. It will also help you in data visualization. You can create bar charts, pie charts, line charts, okay, scatter plot. All these advanced visuals can also be created in Excel. Okay, so in this Excel module, we are going to learn each and every chart in depth. Okay. As a data analyst, you will be asked in the interview what all charts are there. Okay. And when you should choose what chart. This thing we will be learning in this Excel module. Okay. Once we learn each and every chart, all the important charts in depth, it will help you a lot. So basically, whenever you have to answer a question, for example, from year wise, are the sales increasing or decreasing? What chart you should choose? All these questions you will be able to very easily answer once you have learned, understood these basics well. Okay. And this is what we will be doing in this Excel module. We can create pivot tables. This is like the superpower we have in Excel, where you can analyze the data very quickly. Conditional formatting is there. Okay. So what is conditional formatting? For example, you are having a column. In that column, some values are passed and some values are failed. So now whatever values are failed, you want them in red color. That is called as conditional formatting. Okay. We will learn how to do conditional formatting, and automation can be done in Excel through macros. Okay. All this are the primary features which are included in Excel. We will be covering in this module. Okay. So now what all do you need Excel for? We can use Excel to store sales and profits like this. The data can be stored like this. You can use Excel for planning budget. Okay. If you want to plan 2024 budget or 2025 budget, all this can be done really easy in Excel. And you can store customer database. You can use Excel for this. And also, as we have discussed, you can create charts in Excel like this. Okay. And then we have something called as pivot table, which we will be talking about. Right now, let's assume that you want to learn Excel, you want to use Excel, and you have Mac. Okay, you don't have Windows, you have Mac. So now in this case, you have two options here. If you're using Mac, if you're a Mac user, if you have not installed Excel yet, you can just very easily go to Mac Store, and or what you can do, download it from the Microsoft Office website. Okay, you can go to Mac Store, get Excel from there, or you can go to Microsoft Office website, and then you can download Excel from there. You may still need a Microsoft 365 subscription to use the full version. You might not have each and every feature in that. To use all the advanced feature, if you are using Mac, you will need Microsoft 365 subscription to use the full version of Excel. Okay. And what you can do, either you can download it, or what you can do, you can use Excel online. Excel can also be used online through Excel for web. Okay, you can just go to office.com and sign in with your Microsoft account. Okay, now these are the options for someone who is using Mac. Okay, if you are using Windows, Excel is something which is inbuilt for you. Okay, you don't need to download anything extra. You can just go to your search and search for Excel app, and then you can start using it. Okay. This is for someone who is using Mac. You can either install Excel, or you can use Excel online by going to office.com. These are the options you have. Okay. So let's look at some basic data entry in Excel. Okay. But before that, any questions, any doubts still here? Any questions? So let's do some basic data entry in Excel. So now when I open Excel, what is happening here? We are able to see something like sheet. Okay. So now let's understand what is a worksheet, what is a workbook. Okay. So now collection of worksheets is a workbook. Okay. This here I'm having sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. You can have as many Excel sheets as you want, and collection of this Excel sheets is called as Excel workbook. Okay. And if you want to do some basic data entry, you can just open any sheet and then you can start typing there. Okay. Right. So workbook is nothing but it is a collection of worksheets, and a worksheet is a single sheet within the workbook, and it is made up of rows and columns. We can see in this sheets, we are having column A, B, C, D. These all are columns here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, these all are rows we are having. Okay. Right. And now talking about cell. What is a cell? Each box you are seeing here, right? Each box you see is a cell. Okay. And each cell has a position. For example, when I clicked on this, can you guess? Can you tell me what is the position of this cell? I just clicked here, right? What is the position of this? Yes, that's correct. The position of this is C4. When I clicked on this, column C, row 4. Okay, when I clicked on this, column D, row 7. Okay, this is the position of this. Okay, and each box in a worksheet is a cell we are having. So let's do some basic data entry. So now each square in the Excel grid is called as cell. Okay, now if you want to do some basic data entry, the steps are pretty simple. Step one is you can click on any cell, whatever you want, and we can type our data. And the data could be anything. It could be of number, it could be of text, and we can write formulas also. Okay. So now here I'm going to write here. I'll write Excel. When I write Excel, and now after I've typed Excel, if I want to go to the next row. Okay, now my selection is at D4, right? If I want my selection to go to D5, here I should be pressing enter. Okay, and if I want my selection to go to the next cell to E4, then here I should press tab. Okay, this is what should happen. Okay, here you can type numbers also. If I want the selection to go to the next cell, here I can press tab. If I want my selection to go to the next row, I can press enter here. You can press enter to move down to the next cell in the same column, or you can press tab to move to the next cell in the same row. And here you can enter numbers as well. Okay, in Excel. Now the interesting thing about Excel here is, now observe here I'm going to type Excel. Let me just remove all this. What I'm going to do, when I type Excel, now if I want to go to the next cell, I want to go to E4. Here I can just press tab. Now notice here this Excel, whatever I have typed. Okay, I have typed Excel here, right? Now this Excel is here only. It did not move here, right? But whenever I type number, Excel is going to recognize that I have typed a number here. Now when I press tab, did you see it has automatically moved here, which means that Excel has recognized this as a number and it is automatically putting this on the right side. Okay, whenever you have typed a number, Excel is going to recognize it. Okay, now if you observe, I have increased the size of this, right? So if you want to increase the size of this, you should not increase it like this. If I want to increase the width, don't try to do like this. What you should do, at the top, you can increase or decrease the selection like this. Okay. This is how you can increase the width. If you want to increase the height, don't try to do like this. Don't try to drag like this. Okay. Here, go to this. From here, you can increase the height. Okay. This is how you can increase the height and width of a Excel cell. This is what you should do. And in numbers, you can have decimal points, you can include percentages. Excel is going to recognize all this. Okay. Excel will recognize these as numbers and it will align them to the right by default. Once Excel has recognized that, okay, it is a number, it is automatically going to put it on the right side. Okay. So now here we are, if you want to do this basic data entry, okay, now observe here few interesting things about Excel. Okay. Now, few interesting thing about Excel here is, so here I'm going to put sales, expense, and profit. Let's put that. Here I'm going to write sales, expense, and here I'm going to write profit. Okay. I'm just going to put, okay. And here I'm going to write expense Okay. Now this is the sales and expense of January month. Okay. Here I'm going to write January. Now, if you think that you have to write February, March, April, and May here, you can manually type. Or one interesting thing about Excel here is you after you have typed January year, Excel automatically understands that okay, maybe next the user wants to type February, March, maybe the user wants to follow this pattern. You can just select, you can just click on the bottom right, and then you can extend it like this. Excel is automatically going to fill all these values for us. Okay, this is the beauty of Excel we have, right? And what all patterns does Excel understand? Excel understands the pattern of this month. Here, if I put January, and now when I drag down, you will notice that all the other months are going to come one by one. Okay. You can write short form also. Excel will understand this also. Even when I put this short form and then when I drag it down, Excel is going to understand this. Okay. Even if I put name of the day, for example, if I put Monday also, what is going to happen when I drag down, Excel is also going to understand this pattern. Okay. And even if I put this in short form, Excel will understand this pattern also. Now, after Sunday, it is again going to start from Monday like this. Okay. And it is also going to understand the pattern of quarter. We have 4 quarters, right? I've typed quarter one here. And then when I drag down, see, it is understanding this pattern also. It has gone till quarter four and then it is again restarting. I can put Q1 here. It is going to understand this pattern also. All these patterns are understood by Excel. Okay. And you don't have to type them. Okay. Manually, if you want to put all the name of the month, you can just type the first month name and then you can just drag it. Okay. And Excel is going to do that job for us. You don't have to write down each and everything. Okay. Now let's do some basic data entry for dates. Before that, any questions, any doubts till here? Till this basic data entry. Okay. So now let's enter some dates. Okay. So now Excel is going to understand this pattern. Okay. When entering dates manually into Excel sheets, here's how it is going to work. So now Excel recognizes various date format, including day, month, and year. It will understand in this format day, month, and year. Okay. So here I'm going to write day 5th April 2025. I'm going to write in this format. I'll press enter. Now, when I increase this, see, Excel has recognized that it is a date format. Okay. So that is why it is automatically putting this at the right side. Okay. So now here I'm going to write something like 8th December 2024. So it is in the correct format, day, month, and year. Now, if I press enter, Excel has recognized this also, and it is putting it on the right side. For example, I'll do something like this. First, I'll put month, and then I'll put date, and then I will put year. Now, if I press enter, did you see Excel did not recognize this pattern? That is why it did not shift it to the right side. Okay. So the pattern which is understood by Excel is first day, then month, and then year. Okay. So we should be aware of this. So this is how you should do data entry. If you are manually entering the dates, first always put day and then month and then year. Okay. This is the pattern which we should follow. Okay. So here, if you observe, first date is there and then month and then year. Here, if you observe, this person tried to first put month and then date and then year. That is why it is not shifted towards the right side. Okay. So this you should be careful about this. Now Excel also recognize the time format. Now observe this here. This is the date, right? Let me put date here. Here I'm also going to put time. I'm going to press enter. When I put time here, so now the time is 3:45, right? When I write 3:45 here, and then when I put tab, did you see it is automatically moved to the right side? Okay, it will understand the time format also. Here, if I put 3:30 p.m., I'm going to put 3:30 p.m. here. Now, when I put 3:30 p.m. and when I press tab, if you observe, it did not shift to the right side. It did not get uh, automatically understood by Excel. Excel did not recognize this. Why? Because after 3:30, we should have a space. Now, when I press enter, it is automatically coming to the right side like this. Okay. And then you can also put military time here. If I put this is 3:30, when I press tab or enter, this is also recognized by Excel. Okay. So these are some of the time formats which are understood or recognized by Excel. Okay. Right? So this was about basic date entry. And one more interesting thing about Excel here is, so here I'll do equal to. Now here, if I just click on this, okay. So now here I've written 5th April 2025. I want to put a date which is 10 days after this. What is 10 days after 5th April? It is 15th April, right? So now what I can do, I can write equal to, and what is this cell? What is the position of this cell? The position of this cell is C11. If you want to select this cell, you should not directly write C11 here. If I directly write C11, that cell is not selected. Nothing is going to happen. Okay. If you want to select that cell, first give equal to and then type C11. Now you are selecting that cell. If I now press enter, you are going to get that value. Okay. So if you want to select that cell, first give equal to and then type C11. C11 plus 10. Here I'm doing C11 plus 10. If I now press enter, did you see I got a date which is 10 days after this. Okay. Like this, you can increase also. Now, for example, I want to select a value. I want to select this 80. Either I can write equal to C3. It will be selected. Okay. Here I'm going to write equal to C3. Okay. Here earlier date was there. Okay. Let me just click on this. Here I'll do equal to C3. Okay, now I'm getting 80. So what happened was here when I selected date, here if you notice, automatically date type is selected here. Okay, I can change this to general. When I've changed this to general, now here I've selected this 80. Okay, so now here I can click equal to. I want to select this and I want to put a number which is I want to add 5 to this number and then select this. So you can just give equal to and then just click on it and then type plus 5. When I did this here, I'm getting 165. Okay, I can do this also. Okay, so these are some basic data entry, what we have seen in Excel. So any questions, any doubts still here? Okay. So now let's talk about undo and redo. Okay, let's talk about what is undo, what is redo in Excel. This is very important to understand. Undo means what? For example, you have performed an action. Okay, for example, you have performed an action. I've typed ABC here. Now this action, whatever you have done, you want to undo it. Okay, you want to reverse this action. That is only called as undo. If you want to do undo, you just have to do Control plus Z. That's it. Okay. Whatever action you have performed, you want to reverse it. That is called as undo. If you want to do undo, you can just do Control plus Z. Okay. Now I'm going to perform an action. Now the action what I'm going to perform is delete. Okay. I've selected this. Now if I press delete, I have performed the action of delete. I've performed the action of deletion. I want to reverse this action. If I want to reverse this action, I just have to do Control plus Z. Okay, now I have reversed this action. Okay, this is called as undo. Undo means whatever action you have performed, you want to reverse that. That is your undo. Okay. Here I'm going to perform deletion action on this. I'll just select this and press delete button. Now I have performed an action of deletion. Okay. Now if I want to undo that action, how will I undo that? I just have to do Control Z. That is called as undo. Okay. Right. So undo is nothing but whenever you have performed an action, you are reversing that. That is your undo. Okay. Right. So now we have understood what is undo. Let's also understand what is this redo. Okay. Now observe this. Now I have performed an action of deletion. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to reverse that action. That is called as undo. If I want to reverse that, then I'll do Control plus Z. Now after reversing this action of deletion, I have understood that, okay, that deletion action was only correct. Now reverse of undo is called as redo. Okay. Now if you want to do redo, what you should do, you should do Control plus Y. Okay. So now whatever action you have performed at the start, that action is now performed again. Okay. So now let me just repeat it again. I'm going to perform the action of deletion. Here I've performed an action of deletion. If I want to reverse that action, that is called as undo. So to undo, you should do Control plus Z. Now opposite or reverse of undo is your redo. Okay. And how will you do redo? You are going to do Control plus Y. That is your redo. Okay. So now undo and redo is really important to understand in Excel. Okay. In Excel, undo and redo functions allow you to reverse or reapply changes, making it easier to correct mistakes or revisit previously undone actions. Many times we by mistake delete something, right? So instead of panicking, what you can do, you can just press Control plus Z to undo that action. Okay. These features are very useful when editing data, making formatting changes or using formulas. Okay, these are especially useful when you're working with sensitive data, when you're writing formulas, when you're making any formatting, whenever you're making changes, it becomes really important for us to understand undo and redo. Okay. Now this undo function allows you to reverse the last action you have performed. It could be any data entry, it could be any formatting change or formula correction. How are you going to do undo? The shortcut in Windows is Control plus Z and shortcut for Mac users is Command plus Z. That is how we are going to undo. For Windows users, it is Control plus Z. For Mac users, it is Command plus Z. Okay. Now coming to redo, as we have discussed, redo function allows you to reapply an action that was undone using the undo feature. Okay. For example, using undo feature, you have removed that action. Okay. Now to reapply that action, whatever was performed, what you're going to do, we are going to do redo. And if you want to do redo, the shortcut for Windows users is Control plus Y and for Mac users it is Command plus Y. Okay, this is how we are going to do redo in Excel. Okay, and these becomes really important to understand in Excel whenever we are working with sensitive data. Okay, so you accidentally deleted some cells. You have we are understanding undo and redo using the same scenario what we have discussed just now. You have accidentally deleted something from the cell. Now you do Control plus Z to restore the deletion data. That is called as undo. Now after restoring, you have understood that after undoing the action, we have realized that the deletion was correct. So now if you want to redo, you're just going to do Control plus Y. Okay. That is your redo. Is this undo and redo clear to everyone? Okay. Right. So now some important notes are there. Okay. There are some important things to understand about undo and redo. Undo and redo functions only work when the Excel workbook is open. For example, I have performed an action. I've performed an action of typing Excel here. If you are thinking that you will save this file, you will close it and you'll open this file again and you will be able to do undo by pressing Control plus Z. No, it is not going to work. Okay. Undo action can be performed only when this workbook is open. If you are going to close this, Excel does not recognize, does not remember what all actions you have performed. Okay, it is going to forget them. Okay, so it is really important to know that undo and redo function work only when the workbook is open. Once you close the workbook, the history of the action is cleared and you cannot do undo or redo previous actions. This will not be done. Okay, and some actions like saving the workbook or using certain commands, deleting worksheet. Now it becomes really important for us to understand that some actions cannot be undone. What are the actions which cannot be undone? Deleting a worksheet. If you have deleted this worksheet sheet 1, you cannot undo that action. Okay, and also saving. Once the workbook is saved, you cannot undo that action. Okay, there are few actions which cannot be undone, and these two are one of them. You once deleted a workbook, you cannot undo that. Once you have saved the workbook, you cannot undo that option also. Okay, right. And one more limitation of undo is Excel allows up to 100 undoable actions. Okay. For example, I'm going to type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've performed 7 actions here. If I want to undo, I can just press Ctrl Z. It can undo up to 100 actions only. Okay. You can undo only up to 100 actions. Okay. Right. If you want to do if you want to undo more than that, that is not possible. These are the limitations we have in undo. Okay, is is this are these limitations clear to everyone? And undo and redo, any questions, any doubts in this? Just put clear in the chat, or if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, now coming to save and save as. Okay, it is really important for us to understand what is this save and save as. Now let's say I've created this. Okay, I've created this, and I whatever I've written, I want to save this. Okay, whatever I've written, I want to save this in a particular location in my laptop. Okay, now how do you save this Excel workbook in a particular location in my laptop? What you should do, here you can go to file, and here you have this option of save as. You can just click on save as. After you clicked on save as, you can just go to browse, and then you can decide where do you want to save this. Okay, I want to save this. I'll go to downloads, and here I'm having my Excel files. Okay, so now here this Excel workbook name is book 1. Okay, so here I'm going to give this name as data entry. Okay, right. So you can give this book any name, and then you can save it here. Right, once you have given this a name, I'm saving this in my download Excel files. If I click on save here, it will be saved in that location. Save as means you're trying to save this workbook at a particular location in your laptop. That is called as save as. Now I can just close this. And I can go to that same location. I'll just click on this. I'll go to my downloads. Once I go to the downloads, here I can go to Excel files here, and the name of the book was data entry. If I now double click on this, whatever I've done, all those will be saved, and I will be able to see that again. That is called as save as. Save as means you're trying to save this workbook in a particular location in your laptop. Okay. Now that is save as. Now what is save? Save means after your Excel workbook is saved in a particular location in your laptop, after you've stored this in a particular location, after this you will come here and make some more changes. Okay. For example, here you are going to come and just do some, let's say multiples of 5. I'm just doing some basic data entry. Okay. After your workbook is saved in a particular location, you have made some more changes in this. Now you want to save these changes also in this workbook. Okay. Then that is called as save. After you have stored this in a particular location, that you will do with the help of save as. Now in that location only, in that workbook, you have made some changes. You want to save these changes. Okay. That is called as save. Now save is not going to change the location where your file is stored. Okay. In that location only, in that Excel workbook, in that sheet, whatever extra changes you have done, these changes will be saved. And how you can save? You can just click on this button, okay, here at the top, or what you can do, you can just do Control plus S. You can just use the shortcut Control plus S. Okay. And if you did not save changes, if I try to close this here, you'll notice that without changing, if I'm trying to close it here, Excel will ask you, do you want to save? Do you want to save the changes? Okay. It will show that pop up to us. Okay. After you have saved, I'll save this by clicking on this button, or you can just do Control plus S also. After you have saved your changes, now if you close this, the changes will be saved. Now if I open this again, all the changes we will be able to save in that sheet. Okay. This is your save. Save as means you're saving your workbook in a particular location in your laptop. After it is stored in a particular location, you're opening it again and then you're making some more changes. You want to save those changes in that sheet, then that is called as save. If you want to save, you can just click on this button or you can just do Control plus S. Okay. Is it clear to everyone what is save and save as? What about others? Okay. We have discussed what is save and save as. Now let's do some very simple data entry. Okay. In Excel, we are going to do some basic data entry. Here I'm going to have name, age, salary, gender. I'm going to have all this. Okay. So what I'm going to do, let's give the sheet name. You can give sheet names also. Okay. You can change the sheet names by double clicking on this. And here I'll give the sheet name as data entry. Okay. In this, here I'm going to create this table. Okay, here I'm going to create this table. So that I'm going to do in the sheet 2. So to this, I'm going to give this name as employee data. Okay. So now let's do some basic data entry. For this, here if you observe, here the column is name, age, salary, and gender. Okay. And now if you observe, if you look at this column, this text is there in bold, right? And it also has background color yellow. Now, how do you create this in Excel? Let's understand. Okay. So here I'm going to type name, age, salary, and gender. Okay. Now, once I've done this, what I want to do, I want to make this bold. Now, how do you do that? Here you have all the options here. And this you're seeing, right? This is called as ribbon. Okay. This at the top you're seeing, right? You're seeing all these buttons, all these options. This is called as ribbon. Okay. We are going to explore each and everything. Slowly, you're going to understand this. Okay. Slowly, we are going to understand this ribbon. Okay. Now, if you want to increase the size, what you can do here, the font size is 11. Now you can just open this and you can change this. you will be able to increase the number. And if you want to increase the width of the cell, you can adjust like this very easily. Once this is done, you want to make them bold. If you want to make this text bold, you can just select these cells, and here you have this bold option. You can just click on this. You have made this bold. Okay. Now, once this is done, what did we want? We want to have this in yellow color. Okay. If you want to have a yellow background, what you should do, here you can just select these cells, and here you have this color option. You can just click on this. If you want to have any different color, you can just open this drop down and you can have different color. Okay. So now here I'm going to click on yellow. Right. Once this is done, you can give them background. You can give them background also. Now, how are you going to give background? For example, I'll just give this ABC here. I've typed ABC in this cell. If you want to give this a border, if you want to give this a border, how do you give border? You can just click on this cell and you can just open this and decide how you want to have border. You can have border at the bottom, you can have border at the top, border at left, border at right side. If I just click on border, top border, I only have border at the top. Okay. And then you can just select all borders. Now what is going to happen? You're going to get all borders. Okay. I can click on this. If you want to have thick borders, here I can just click on this. I can just open this, and here I can have thick outside borders. Okay. I'm getting thick outside borders, right? It is up to you what type of border you want, right? So now next, I'm going to give these names. The names are John, Jacob, Harry, Emily, James. Okay, I've just given some names. Now, what I want to do, I want to type their age. Okay, let's give their age. Okay, now if you look at this, the numbers are there in decimal points, right? If you want to put them, if you want to put these numbers in decimal points, how are you going to do that? You can just select this, and here right now general is there, right? You can open this drop down and then you can select number. As soon as you selected number, you'll get them in decimal points. Okay. Once this is done, next thing we are having is the salary. Okay, each person, each employee has a salary. Now let's give them salary. Here I'm going to give 1 lakh, 1,50,000. Next person has salary 75,000. Okay, now I've given some salaries. Now look at this color. Now look at this color and tell me, is there any meaning in this? Does this color have any meaning? Yes, this has some meaning. Okay. What meaning does it have? Now look at this. This 1,50,000. This Jacob person has the highest salary, right? This is the highest value in this range, right? That is why this value is completely filled with this color blue. Okay. This cell is completely filled with color blue because this Jacob person has the highest salary. This number is the highest in this range. Now, if you look at this next cell, this 75,000 is exactly half of 1,50,000. 1,50,000 is the highest number in this range. That is why it is completely filled with blue color. And 75,000 is exactly half of 1,50,000. That is why it is only half filled here. Okay. So now if any cell has less color, it means that this number is the least. This number is less. Okay. If any cell has more color, it means that this number is high. Just by looking, we are able to tell which employee has the highest salary by looking at the color here. Okay. Now, if you want to show your salaries in this color format, and also if you notice there is currency rupee being shown here. Okay. If you want to show this rupee here, what you should do, just select these, just select the salary. In this, you're having general. Open this drop down and then simply select currency. Okay. Once it is done, you want to show your salary in this format, right? You want to give this column meaning by with the help of this color. So you should just select this, and then you can go to conditional formatting, and then you can go to data bars. You can go to data bars here, and then you can just click on this. Now, as soon as I've done this, the person with the highest salary, this cell is completely filled with color. And the next cell, 75,000, it is exactly half filled because it is exactly half of the highest salary. Okay. And this is least fill, which means that by within second, we are able to tell that this person, Priya, has the least salary. Okay. Now we have given a meaning to this column with the help of color. Was this clear to everyone? How did we create this? Okay. Now, once you have done, let's give this gender. So here I'm going to give male, 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 female, male. I can just drag it down. I don't need to write again and again. And here I'm going to give female. Okay. Now, once this is done, you want to give border. Okay. You want to give border to your table. How are you going to give border to your table? You can just select this, and then you can open this, and then you can select thick outside borders. Here you got thick outside borders. Okay. Right. Or you want to give borders to all the cells. You can just select this. You can open this, and here you're having all borders. Click on all borders. Now you're getting all the borders in between also. Okay. Like this, you have created this. Once this is done, if you see here, all the text, okay, except the first row, which is the column, all the other text is shown in italic. If you want to do that, how will you do that? You can just select this. You can just select this and you can put it in italic. You have shown this in, you have put this in italic format. Like this, you have created this table. Okay. Right. So how many of you are confident that you can create this table on your own? Just type yes. Are you confident that you can create it? Okay. Any questions, any doubts in this? Okay. So even if you don't remember anything, okay, whatever we have learned today, even if you don't remember, if you forget something, I'll upload the recording. Also, I will give access to this notes. Okay. You'll get access to this notes. Just send me your email ID after the class. I will give you access to this notes. You can just follow this. Okay. If you feel like watching 1 2 hours recording is too lengthy for you, you can just avoid that and just go through this notes. Okay. So that you will be able to learn this much quickly. Okay. Right. So now let's, okay. Let's look at some of the Excel shortcuts. Okay. We will talk about these functions today. Now, text, we will talk about these functions. But before that, let's look at the Excel shortcuts. For this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this. Okay. So now see, it is again asking me for this pop-up. Why it is asking me for this? Okay. Why did I see that pop-up? Because I did not save the changes. Okay. If you want to save the changes, you can just click on this Control plus S. That's it. I'm going to close this. So now let's work on a new Excel workbook. I will share all these workbooks with you all. You can start working on them. Now here you are having COVID data. Now if you see how many, there is a lot of data in this. Okay. Now if you want to go to the last row, should I keep doing this? Should I keep pressing this down arrow? No. Okay. Or there is this option also. I can drag this down, but there is a quicker way than this also. What you can do, now we are going to learn some Excel shortcuts. Okay. If you want to go to the last row, you can just do Control plus down arrow. As soon as you've done this, you went to the last row in your Excel sheet. Okay. Now again, if you want to come back to the top, you can just do Control plus up arrow. Now we are come to the first row. Control plus down arrow to go to the last row. Control plus up arrow to come to the first row. Okay. Right. And now, okay. Here, now what I want to do, while I go down, I want to select this data. Okay. While I'm going down, I want to select this data. How are you going to do this? You just need to click on this Control plus Shift plus down. Okay. While going down, you want to select this entire column. How are you going to do that? Click on this Control plus Shift plus down. While going down, you have selected this entire column. Once you have done this, you can copy the entire column. You can go to top. I've copied this entire column of patient ID. I can just click on this and I can simply paste this. Now I have copied the entire column and pasted it here. Okay. I'm going to repeat again. For example, I want to create a copy of this column and put it here. I can just click on this. While going down, I want to select all the values of this column. I'll just click on this Control plus Shift plus down. I can just copy this. I can go to the top, click on this and Control plus V. Like this, I have created a copy of this column. Okay. So these are some basic shortcuts. Control plus down to go to the last row. Control plus up to go to the first row. Control plus Shift plus down arrow when you want to go down and you want to select everything. Okay. And here you are having Control plus A. Control plus A is there to select the entire data. If you want to select the entire data, you can just simply click on any cell and then you can do Control plus A and then just copy everything. You can come here, click here, and then you can paste everything. Okay. Here you are able to see this hash because whatever space is there here, that is not enough for the data to fit in. You can just increase this like this. Okay. Like this, you have copied this and pasted it here. Okay. Are these shortcuts clear to everyone? Control plus up, Control plus down, Control Shift plus down arrow, Control plus A to select everything, and Control plus page down. Okay. What is Control plus page down is going to do? For example, here in this, I'm having multiple sheets. I'm having COVID data, I'm having sales, and here I'm having other details, right? Now, if I want to go to other page, how will I go to other page? You can just click on this Control plus page down. Control plus page down. When I did this, here I'm going to the next sheet. Again, when I do Control plus page down, I'm going to the next sheet. Okay. This is one more shortcut we have in Excel. Okay. These are navigation shortcuts. We are going to explore more shortcuts in the upcoming classes. Okay. Right. So now here we have this. So now let's talk about format painter. Okay. So now what is format painter in Excel? Let's see. Now, if you want to copy the styles of one cell and apply it to another cell, for example, here I'm going to just delete it. If you want to delete it, you should not try to select everything like this. and then do. You can select entire data. You can just click on this Control A and delete it. Okay. Now what I want to do here, in the cell, I want to, here I've typed Excel. I want to give this some styles. Okay. I want to give this some styles. I want this in gray color. I can just open this. I can get it in gray color. Okay. And I want to get my text in white color. For that, what you can do, you can just click on this cell, open this drop down. You can just click on white. Here you got the text in white color. Now you want this text to come horizontally in the center. You want this text to come horizontally in the center of the cell. You can just click on this, and here you have this option in this alignment. Here, if you put center, you are going to get this text horizontally in the center. Okay. And if you want this vertically in the center, here you have this button middle align. When you click this, you are going to get it vertically in the center. Okay. And if you want this to be in bold, you can just click on this. You can select bold. And then here, if you want this to have an underline, you can click on this underline. Once I've done this, here I got my styles. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm having Excel 2, and in this box here, I'm having Excel 3. Now what I want these two cells also to have this style. I want these two cells also to have this style. Now, how do we get that? I can just click on this. Here you have this option called as Format Painter. After you selected this cell, you can click on Format Painter, and then you can click on this. As soon as you've done, you did not have to do all the hard work of putting all the styles. As soon as you clicked on this, you clicked on Format Painter and you put it here. Excel to this cell also has all the styles of this cell. Once it is done, you want Excel 3 also to have these styles. You can simply drag this. You can click on bottom right, and then you can select it. Excel 3 will also have the same styles. Okay. Right. Now the challenge comes when this Excel 3 is somewhere here. Now when the Excel 3 is somewhere here, now the challenge comes. Okay, here. Here's somewhere. Now here, what you can do here, if you want to remove all the styles, you can just click on this. Here you have this eraser button. Open this and you have clear formats. Clear format is going to clear all the formats for you. You can just click on this. Instead, if you select clear all, even the data will be removed. You should not do it. Okay. What you should do, you should only do clear formats, right? Now, I want this box to get this style. I'll click on this. I'll click on Format Painter, and I'm going to click on it. Now, I want this Excel 3 also to have these styles. If I now try to drag this, I'm getting it like this. After Excel 2, the pattern is following. Here I'm getting Excel 3 and Excel 4. But this is not something which I want, right? So now in this case, what you should do, I'll clear the formats. I will click on this. Here I'll select Format Painter. Here I'll select this. I got Excel 2 in this format. But again, I have to click on Format Painter. I have to again click on Excel 3 to get Excel 3 in this format. Now to avoid this, what we can do, here notice if I click on this Excel, when I click on this Excel, when I click on this Format Painter, when I select this Excel 2, this Format Painter is no longer, active. You want that to be active. You don't want it to be inactive after the first click. Okay. You want that to still be active even after the first click. What you should do, you can just click on this Format Painter. In this case, what you should do, you should click on this. You should double click on this Format Painter. If you want that Format Painter to be active even after the first click. So for that, you should double click on this. Now I have double clicked on this. Now observe, I'll click on this Excel 2. Even after that, you notice that format painter, this is still active. I can select more cells now. I can click on this. So this is how you can have multiple cells. You can apply format painter on the multiple cells. All you need to do here is just click on this and then double click on this icon, format painter, and then you can keep applying on how many ever cells as you want. Okay, that is your format painter. Okay, if you want to copy the styles of one cells and you want to apply on other cells, you can just click on the cell and then click on format painter and then click on other cells to apply these styles to the other cells. Okay, this is how format painter is going to help you. Was this clear to everyone? What is format painter? Any questions, any doubts in this? Okay. Right. So this was your format painter. We have discussed this. Okay. You can just go through this notes. Okay. Whatever I've explained to you, everything is written here step by step. You can go through this and learn. Now let's look at this COVID data. Here I'm going to remove this. Want to remove these styles. Okay. If you want to decrease the size, you can adjust like this. Now here is the COVID data we are going to work on. Now we will be learning what is filtering, what is sorting. Okay. We will now learn what is filter, what is sort. Okay. Now let's see what is the difference between filter and sort. Sort means arranging some data either in ascending or descending order, or arranging the data in alphabetical order either in A to Z format or Z to A format, rearranging your data according to whatever format you want. That is called as sorting. Okay. Now, filtering means what? Filtering means you only want to see your data based on a condition. For example, your gender column is there. Okay. Sometimes you're having female and sometimes you have male. Now you only want to see the data of male. So in that case, what should happen? You female data should be removed and we should only be seeing the rows which are related to male. Okay. Now sorting means rearranging our data. Your data, you're not going to lose data. Okay. In case of sorting, you're just going to arrange it in ascending or descending order in alphabetical order. That is called as sorting. Filtering means you only want to see your data based on a condition. Okay. Here I've given you example. You only want to see female data. So now all the male data is going to be removed and you will only see female data. That is called as filtering. Okay. Is the difference clear to everyone? What is the difference between sorting and filtering? Yes or no? Okay. Even if it is not clear to you, while we do it, it will be clear to you. Okay. So let's work a little bit on sorting and filtering. Okay. Now, if you want to insert a new column, now let's see how to insert a new row, a new column in Excel. Okay. Now, what I want to do, I want to insert a new column in between gender and detected city. I want to have a column in between gender and detected city. How do I add a new column here? I can just click on this detected city and then I can right click on this and I can click on insert. Always remember, when I right click on this and when I clicked on insert, new column will be inserted before this. Okay. Right. Now, if I want to have a column in if I want to insert a column in between nationality and type of transmission, I can just right click on this and click on insert. When I did this, a column is inserted here. Okay. I can do Control Z if I don't want it. Here also. And if you want to delete a column, how will you delete a column? Right click on this and then you can click on delete here. You have deleted that column. Okay. And here, if you want to insert a new row in between fifth and sixth row, you can just click on this, right click here and then click on insert. As soon as you've done this, here you have inserted a row in between this. Okay. Like this, you're going to insert a row. Always remember, if I now click on this patient ID 9, right click and insert, a row is going to be inserted before this. Okay. Like this, you will be able to insert rows and columns. Okay. So now let's apply some sorting and filtering. Okay. This is how to create a new index column. We'll talk about this. Okay. I'll explain you what creating a new index column means. Okay. For now, I'm just going to remove this. Okay. Now coming to sorting. Sorting means, as I've told you, sorting means arranging your data in either ascending or descending order or in alphabetical order A to Z or Z to A. Okay. Now, what do I want? I want to sort this column. Detected city you're seeing, right? I want to sort this column. Now, what I want to do here is first, I want to see all the cities which whose name is starting with A. Okay. I want to see all the cities whose name is starting with A. For that, what you should do, here we are not able to see any drop down or any option to apply sorting, right? If you want to see options, you can just click on this sort and filter. As soon as you clicked on sort and filter, here you will be able to see this option called as filter. As soon as I've done that, here we are able to see this drop down button, which is being applied for all the columns. Now what I want to do, I want to apply sorting on this. All the cities which are, I want this column to be sorted from in the manner of A to Z. Okay. All the cities which are A, whose name is starting with A, I should see them first. After that, I should see all the cities whose name is starting with B. I can just open this drop down and here I have this option sort A to Z. As soon as I've clicked on this, here the sorting is applied. First, I'm able to see all the cities starting with A. After that, B, and then after that, C, D. Sorting has been applied on this column. Okay. Now, one thing you will see here is if on a column, if you have applied sorting, you will be able to see this. If you have applied sorting on a column, here you will be able to see this arrow. Here you are able to see this up arrow, means sorting has been applied in the form of A to Z. Okay. You can apply sorting on this in Z to A order also. You can just open this and you can apply sorting in Z to A order. As soon as I've done this, see, it is starting from Z to A. First, I'm seeing Yavatmal, after that W, after that V, after that U, T. If I go to last row, I will be able to see all the cities with A. Now it has been sorted. Okay. It is up to you how you want to sort. Okay. Either in A to Z or Z to A order. Okay. And in case of sorting, you are not going to lose any data, just that your data will be arranged in a ascending or descending order. Okay. Is this clear what is sorting? Now you can apply sorting in alphabetical order. You can see that here, if sorting is applied on any column, you'll see this arrow. Okay. And then what you can do, here I want to apply sorting on this. Okay. Now, one thing you need to remember in Excel is sorting can be applied on only one column at a time. Okay. Sorting can be applied on only one column at a time. Here I've applied on this column. Again, now I want to apply sorting on this in ascending to descending order on this patient ID column. I can open this drop down. Here I can select sort smallest to largest. When I clicked on this patient ID, this column, here the data is sorted. I'm able to see in smallest to largest format. Again, I can open this. If I click on largest to smallest, now this data is being arranged in largest to smallest format like this. Now sorting is applied on this. That's why I'm able to see arrow here, and the arrow is no longer applied here because you can apply sorting on only one column at a time. Okay. And this is your sorting. Sorting means arranging your data in either ascending or descending order. That is called as sorting. Okay. Now, now look at this here. I will apply sorting on this current state. Okay. I'll put Z to A. Now I'll apply sorting on this detected state A to Z. Okay. Now you have applied some sorting. Now, after all this, what do you want? You want to get your data in the normal format. Okay. Like at the start, how your data was there, you want to get your data back to that format only. Okay. At start, how you had your data, you want to get your data back in that same format only. So how do you do that? Any idea how do we get our data back in that normal format like how it was there in the start? How do we do that? Now all the data is jumbled here, right? Undo. But how many times will you undo? Okay, see how many times do we undo? I might do one extra step of undo, right? So many times I'm doing undo. What is the correct order? How do we know that? Now, how my data was there at the start? How do we identify? I cannot do even one extra undo. Even if I do one extra undo, I'll get the wrong data. I want to get it in normal format like how I had it at the start. Okay, so in this case, what you should do, if you observe at the start, this patient ID, it was there in ascending order. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, it was there in ascending order. You just have to put this in ascending order. That's it. You got your data in original format like how it was there at the start. Okay. This is the reason why it is very important to have your index column. Okay. Like here I mentioned, how do you create a new index column? That is why it is always very important to have an index column like this. After this, whatever changes you want to do, whatever sorting you want to do, you can apply. If you want to get it in the normal format, like how it was there at the start, you can just go to your index column and then apply smallest to largest. You'll get your data in the original format back. Okay. Is it clear to everyone how to get your data back to original format? Okay. Now let's say that this column was not there. You're seeing this patient ID. Let's say that it was not available to us. This is not there. Now what we should do? Yes, Kirti, we are seeing that. Okay. I'm answering your question. Now let's say we don't have this. Now what we can do here is we can create our own index column. Okay. We can create our own index column. Here I can write patient ID. I can write patient ID here. I can just click on this. And now what I can do here, I can just type one. I can just type one. And now if I just drag down like this, see what is happening every time it is giving me one like this. So now Excel, if you want to get in that order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you want the number to be increased by one every time, you should first give Excel that pattern. Here I'll write first you should give Excel this pattern. Now Excel will understand that okay, user wants, Excel will understand this pattern, and now Excel will understand that okay, user is following this pattern where he's increasing the number by one every time. Once you have done this, you can just drag down. Now Excel is going to follow that pattern. Okay. Now, should you keep dragging this till the end? Should you keep dragging this till the end? No, you don't have to. Okay. What you can do, you can just select this and double click at bottom right. If you double click at bottom right, it will fill all the numbers till the end like this. Okay. Like this, you have created your own index column. Okay. You have created your own index column. Here, I'll put filter. Okay. Now, once this is done, I'll put this in sort Z to A. Here, I'm going to put this in age bracket largest to smallest. Once it is done, if you want to get your data back in the original format, you can just open this drop down and then click on smallest to largest. You got your data back to its original form. Okay. Is this clear to everyone? How to get your data back to its original form, even if you don't have index column? Yes or no? Okay. What about others? Any questions, any doubts in this? Now you want Excel to print multiples of 5. Okay. You want Excel to print multiples of 5. If you just put 5 and if you try to extend this, Excel will only keep putting 5. You should first give this a pattern. 5, 10, 15, 20. Now, once you have given this pattern, Excel will understand this pattern. And then after that, if you try to extend, Excel is going to put your data in that same pattern. Okay. Like this. So today is the first class. Okay. What all have we learned in this class till now? In today's class, what all did we learn?
Sir, can you please repeat it? You have told that to fill the series, you have to double click that, right?
Yes.
Can you please repeat it? Actually, it is not happening with me.
Okay. See, what you should do, if you want to do that, select this. Make sure that you double click at bottom right. Okay, you should not click anywhere. Select this. Now, when I take my cursor, put it at bottom right. Here, I'm getting something like plus, right? Black plus. Once you have done this, now double click at bottom right. Okay, now it is going to be filled. Okay, make sure that you're taking the cursor to bottom right, and only then when you double click, it will fill all the values. And one more thing, it is important to understand that if you did not create that here, if you create that patient ID here, and now if you give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now if I select this pattern and now if I try to click here, it is not working. Did you see? I'm double clicking here, it is not working. So it will work only if you have the column beside it. Only if you have this column beside this, only if you have this column beside this. Now when I select this and double click at bottom right, it will look at the column beside this till where the values are there. In this left column, these values will be filled till there. Okay. This also you should keep in your mind. Is it clear now? Is it working?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
And if you have a gap in the rows also, it won't be, it get filled,
No,
right?
no,
Oh,
it will not be filled. Okay.
oh.
For example, here, uh, I'll right click and here if I click on insert, now if I select this and if I try to double click, it has only filled till here. Okay, because in the left column, the values are only till here. It is going to follow this. This is like a break. Okay, that is why you should be careful about this also.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions? Any other doubts till here?
Yeah, it's clear.
So practice this, whatever we have discussed, and tomorrow we are going to have class in the morning. and I will upload this recording. Just give me 1 hour time. You'll get all the recordings in that group. And if you want access to this Excel notes, just send me your email ID. Just DM your email ID. I'll give you access to this Excel notes. Okay. And tomorrow we will have class morning at 10:30. Okay. Right. That's it for today. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's class.
Sir, actual course got started today only, right? Not
Yes.
last class.
No, it started today only. Okay.
Okay, thank you.